to game number 1 of our semifinals. Here on Hecate, spawning in the lower left-hand corner, we've got the Red Terran, one of my favorite players of all time, looking very strong this year. It is Gumi. He's had some excellent results. Hasn't quite been able to take home the cake, but he's been looking damn fine. Some of the best play I've ever seen from him this year. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner, though, well, he's won more KSLs than anybody else, and I think that says all you need to say. For Dragon Kites Gaming, it's herO. Yeah, sorry, right before this, I was really thrown off. I think somebody either was trying to imitate me to get into KSL games, which is possible. It's possible somebody's trying to be cheeky. Although, you could get all these replays for just $5 a month on the Patreon. So, you don't need to imitate me and try to get into, matches. You can just $5 a month on the Patreon. You'll get all the replays. I send them all out like usually a couple hours after the tournament ends. Try to be pretty prompt with it. Or Battle.net was being weird. Because the second Chickenman showed up in the chat channel for this with the same portrait I use. I need to join the Psystorm clan on Korea, is what I'm learning. Because clan tags are a way to differentiate. For now, I just changed my portrait to something almost nobody is likely to have. It's like a really, really specific portrait that I bought a few years ago that I don't think is available to purchase anymore. I think it was only available to purchase for a short period of time. That'll make it harder to imitate me if I have a portrait that nobody else can use easily. But okay, we have herO versus Gumi. Ooh, Reaper is going to be able to sneak away here. Gumi going into a pretty quick Cyclone. Not too surprising. And it's a Stargate opening from herO. Now, we were just talking before this game started, Chat and I, that is, about how these guys might fare up against each other. As the Cyclone gets the kill on that Adept there. Gumi tends to do better, I think, in, well, for one, bigger tournaments. This year we've seen it a lot, but I feel like Gumi is a player who does great on stage. He's been doing it for so long. And I feel like under the lights, under the pressure, for some people that brings out better gameplay from them. But also, Gumi is a very build order focused Terran, right? He's got some really crazy builds he's pulled out, and he's a very smart player. He knows all the best builds, and he'll come up with new stuff for all those major tournaments. So it makes it really hard to play against him. But he is bringing out a cheeky build here against herO, trying to put some pressure on with these two Cyclones. Now, there could be an overcharge available for herO, but he's not going to be able to use it right now. Might not even need it, as he's going to get these Phoenixes out. 3 of them is going to be enough to take down both of these Cyclones. The Adept stayed alive. The Reaper goes down, and Gumi ends up losing everything for absolutely no value there. Didn't get a single kill with those units when they pushed across the map. And now he's got to defend against these Phoenixes. Such a good defense from herO. I love Phoenix openings for this reason. They're so good against harassment-based openers. herO, though, really pushing in. The repair on that Cyclone going to help keep it alive for a little bit longer, but it does go down. One of the Phoenixes falls, though. Looks like an Adept went down on the way out, too. Phoenix is going to try to get some harassment here, but the Marines are there to push them away, stop them from sticking around too long. But, yeah, I would say in a big tournament, I might favor Gumi a little bit here. This year, he's looked very strong. And herO, while I think he is still an extremely strong Protoss, I don't know that he has the dominance, particularly in this matchup, that maybe he has in other matchups or has had in the past. But in an open weekly like this, I think herO really shines. I think his standard solid play is very solid. And he's a really tough opponent. I mean, there's a reason that he's won so many of these KSLs. He's taken down some of the best players in the world to get those wins. And I think herO's going to be favored here. Apparently, Aligulac agreed, too. And herO's favored in this best of 3. That doesn't mean Gumiho can't take it, though. He is the Gumi god, after all. He was just a finalist in GSL. And herO actually got knocked out very early in that GSL. It was a surprising knockout. Both herO and Maru going out in the round of 16 was crazy. It's just not what you expect. herO and Maru, two of just the strongest players in the world. But it was a very cool GSL. Now, of course, herO's going for the follow-up of the Colossi. Thermal Lance coming out. It's a pretty standard follow-up to the Phoenixes. Gumiho's going to move across the map, but this is exactly why you go for Colossi. A big group of Marines is actually just not scary when you have a Colossus out, especially if it's near a shield battery. Oh, but I love this on top of the ramp. Such a good position for these units. Phoenix is going to get the kill on the Colossus as the Observer is keeping an eye on everything. The scan up to the high ground, but Gumiho cannot stick around. He's going to boost away, but what is this? That is a Widow Mine drop. And the armory is done. So these Widow Mines have perma invis with their burrow. herO's going to have to get an Observer over here to detect them. One Widow Mine going to connect. The Phoenixes won't die to that. And the ground army defending. Gumiho trying to move into the natural. So far, not a ton of damage here. And it looks like all of the Widow Mines are going to go down for just 2 probes. And some damage onto a Phoenix. Feels like a lot of investment this game for Gumiho that is not paid off. Sure, he's gotten some kills here and there, but not good trades to start things off, especially since herO has been on this third base for a while and has been mining more the last couple of minutes here. Speaking of champions getting bopped, we were talking about it in GSL, but the recent GSL champion Solar already knocked out of this tournament in the round of 8 by maybe the least expected opponent. Nightmare able to take him down 2-0. That was the last match we cast. I mean, just very surprising. Honestly, solid build from Nightmare in game 1, but just such a crisp game 2 build. He knew he was ahead 1-0. He went for it, and he got the W. Really, really great play from Nightmare. I love to see him with a good performance here, getting to a round of 4. And he's up against Classic in the round of 4. I feel like Nightmare versus Classic, even though Classic's been looking so strong lately, Nightmare's got a very solid chance in that best of 3, dude. He wins PvPs all the time against Classic. All the time. I think. If my memory serves. I might not be Roddy, but I do remember some things. Gumiho's trying to get into quad Viking production. He has a Ghost Academy on the way. He's teching up. He's getting some of this stuff out. But herO doesn't want to wait for him to get those Vikings out. He doesn't want to wait for those Ghosts to come out. He just wants to hit him now. There's only, what, 5 Vikings out. These Phoenixes can help buffer that a little bit. Gumiho, though, ooh, 4 more popping. And he's getting set up. He sees this coming. No Widow Mines here for Gumiho, but herO is going to dive in. He's going to go for it. The Archon's buffering forward. The stim a little bit late for Gumiho, and he's just pulling all the way back into his main ramp, pulling the Marines backwards away from the Colossi, but this is just a terrible engagement for Gumiho, I think, and herO's going to have way too much. The Vikings will start killing these Colossi finally, but I think they've already done their damage. I mean, herO is in this base. He's killing SCVs in the natural. He is very disjointed. So the Archons in the main are going to go down. And then these units might be next to fall here, but so many workers falling for Gumiho that even though he is going to hold, and he's going to get the big kills. herO on 4 bases on the other side of the map is now up a lot of workers. It's not as bad for Gumiho as I would have expected, though. It really felt like a killing blow. But being able to kill those Colossi and then having some Marines left over, the landed Vikings to finish off those Archons, Gumiho holds and just kind of resets herO's army. Again, herO on the better economy should be able to resupply a bit quicker. But the 4th base was barely saturated. And I think this is probably a big reason why Gumiho was able to take a decent fight at the end there. Look at these upgrades for Gumiho. He's on +2, +1. herO only has +1 attack. He is down 2 full upgrades right now. And Gumiho continuing, he's got that +3 attack on the way as well. And now he can start getting ghosts out. Oh, the Zealots getting in though. Landed Vikings again trying to take these out, but 7 more SCVs go down. Gumiho is very good at replenishing workers, which is why even though he lost 13 earlier, he still had quite a few left. herO moving up to the top of the ramp though, going for the storms. Where are the ghosts? No ghosts have come out. That Ghost Academy is done. And the lack of ghosts here is actually so painful. If there were like 2 ghosts out, this would be so different. But herO is just going to push through. And there is the GG. Gumiho trying to get that bio army up, neglects the ghosts. But man, just 2 ghosts there. And it's such a different story. But there were no ghosts. No 2 ghosts came out, so herO able to push through. Just a very solid opening from herO into a good push. A good follow-up push. He took the lead pretty early. Just didn't let it go. Didn't let Gumiho take it back. herO is a killer. I mean, there's a reason that his nickname was the Smiling Assassin. And I don't think people refer to him as such too much anymore. His playstyle is quite different, but he has that killer instinct. He has that, like, when he decides you're going to die, he will do everything in his power to make that happen, and he's often very right about it. He has that killer instinct, absolutely. And it's one of the things that makes him so exciting to watch. And what makes his matches against Dark, which we get often in the KSL, so entertaining, because both of those guys are similar in that way. They'll just go kill you. And he did kill him in this last game. He killed his Terran opponent, who's now spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Site Delta. It is Gumiho. His opponent, the upper left-hand corner. The aforementioned Protoss, it is herO. Gumiho just joined a team. C9. That's right. I was trying to think. I was like, wait, there was a big announcement recently. What was the big announcement? Gumiho just joined a team, but not only that, he joined C9, which is a major esports organization that has never been a part of StarCraft. They've been around quite a long time, but they did start a few years after StarCraft, you know, had already been in the scene for a few years. So they didn't start for StarCraft. They never really got into it. Oh my God, the kill on the probe. Sloppy play from herO. But it's really cool to see C9 jumping into StarCraft now. And I know that it's because of the Gamers 8 tournament, which the next year one was announced. They have a thing where teams get money just based on how they perform in multiple esports rather than one. So it really, StarCraft's a really smart investment for that. You know, you get a player like Gumiho in there who's, you know, pretty solidly expected to do well. And it's just one player. You're not investing a ton. You don't even have to like have training. It's just like Gumiho's already got it. You just got to pay him some money and there's dividends. Easy peasy. So great choice from C9, honestly. And I think I think and I hope that it'll work out for them. But it's just exciting to have him in StarCraft, and I hope that, you know, that spurs other teams to look into StarCraft. We have still a handful of teamless players, I think. But it's always good to have new faces join us, especially when they're not really new faces and we have some trust in the organizations, because the new faces are scary, but C9's not that new, so they're a little less scary. We'll just hope that Gumiho doesn't forget to touch the point at the last second. Not that that ever happens, but it could. A similar build here from Gumiho. He does have a couple extra Marines this time, but Reaper into the Cyclone. The Reaper doing some damage to the Zealot. The recall here from herO. herO, I think, expecting that Zealot to hit the other side of the map. And it looks like Gumiho is going to do that. So the Reaper goes in, goes out. But this pulls all the pressure off of Gumiho. Just at the expense of that one SCV. Doesn't even have to get the Cyclone out here. herO just runs away. He's like, you know what? I'm out. But I'm also stoked to see Gumiho doing so well. Again, he has been one of my favorite players for a very long time. And I believe he did his military service, right? And he was gone for a few years. Came back, and it took him a little while, but man, he's been looking so good the past year. It's been so sick seeing how well he's been playing again. And not just like figuring out how to use mech in current era. Gumiho's just like standard play is so good. He beats the best players in the world at TVT like kind of frequently. He's going to try to come in here now. This is a nice little push. He's got a couple of Cyclones. He's got the medevac full of Marines, mostly full of Marines. But we have Phoenixes again out of herO. The medevac's going to hit the main base and start dropping some Marines out. This is a one-way trip for this medevac. That is a dead medevac. But the Cyclones at the front are going to take down the shield battery. They could go for the pylon as well and try to depower this robo. Oh, Gumiho backs up. That's going to allow the Immortal to get out. I assume all of these units died. Yeah, the medevac, the 6 Marines, the Reaper all went down. So herO pushes this away without too much effort. But Gumiho doesn't lose his Cyclones, which is the important thing. Losing that drop is a bit painful, though. But yeah, when players who have gone to their military service come back and do very well, it gives me a lot of hope. I think once upon a time, the idea was if you went to your mandatory military service as a Korean pro gamer, that was it, right? That was your retirement. But we've seen a few times now players come back from that military and have great performances. And Gumiho is one of the top examples of that. Beyond as well, and a number of other players. And it gives me hope because we have some other players who have recently returned or are still in the military. Chat's talking about Zest right now. Love Zest. And it gives me hope that, yeah, they might be able to come back, right? Zest might come back and start playing again and give us some good old-fashioned Zest action. We have Stats and SOS have been playing more. Sue. Lots of the goats. DRG. Oh yeah, herO. I forgot. Actually, herO went to his military service too. It's actually a lot of the Korean players at this point. A lot of the top Korean players have already done their military service. So as I'm talking about how Gumiho isn't just the mech Terran anymore, he's going to do us all a massive favor and give us a mech Terran game. He's getting the speed upgrade here for the Cyclones. I can't remember what it's called. It's got a fun name. Cheek a little bit of auto turret harassment here. There's Phoenixes out though, so like I feel like this is the sacrificial trip for the Raven. Can it drop one more? Gets one more down. Oh, it's gonna get the kill. Nope, just barely not. Oh well. Tried, you know? The Raven tried. Keeps the Phoenixes at home at least. It's another Phoenix Colossus build out of herO. But he's not up against Bio this time. He is up against Mech. There's quite a few Marines out, but these Marines are just like early game buffer for the Mech. I love that Gumiho built them. But yeah, I mean, this isn't Mech, guys. This is Cyclone. We got 5 Cyclones building at a time right here. Just an insane amount of Cyclone production. And I don't think herO fully realizes it yet. Yeah, herO hasn't scouted in like a hot minute. He has no idea what's going on the other side of the map. He's just playing fully defensively. He's going to send the Hallucinated Phoenix across now. And he's going to scout this. Now, I kind of don't hate herO's army against this. Like, Colossi, Immortals, and Charge Lots, I actually think are kind of good here for him. But we'll see how it goes. Gumiho has really gotten away with it. And I think herO now knows what he's up against. Yeah, it looks like he went in deep enough to get the scout on the units that were there, the big group of Cyclones. So herO knows he's up against this now. But look at the supplies, man. Gumiho jumping way ahead in the army supply. Now, again, a lot of that is taken up by the 11 Marines that, you know, not going to be super helpful in the fight. They're not going to be getting any upgrades. They don't have combat shields or stim. They're just extra buffer units. And hero's going to go for a push. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. I haven't seen this army that Gumiho's going for up against the army that herO's going for. Tank goes for the unsiege, but right as the rest of the army comes in, are the Cyclones going to go for some micro? Very little, it seems. Very little, and they're going to kill all of these Phoenixes. herO decides to back up. He has all his robo units alive. He didn't lose any of his robo units, but he lost every single other unit he had. He's just going to warp in a bunch more Zealots and go for it again, hitting this time on the left side. There are still a couple of tanks left, though, and I feel like Gumiho's well set up for the defense. So far, the trades have been in the Terran's favor, and he's got Hellions heading towards the other side of the map. One Stalker and a cannon over here. It's going to be enough to get the Hellions to run away. And there's the recall to get the units home, but they're not in this base. And the Blue Flame Hellions, oh my god. Oh my god. 7 quick kills there. But not only that, right? It pulls the pressure completely off of Gumiho. The Warp Prism trying to get in. Psh, can't get past these turrets. Can't get past these turrets. And just when you think, oh, I'll just sneak right through here. Boom! Turret. Can't get past him. Look at that man. Look at him in there. Oh, he's spinning. He's spinning. He's spinning. Who is that? Look in the mirror, guys. It's you. You're the man in the missile turret. Damn. Gets you every time. Gumiho going for a fusion core now. I love Gumiho so much. So much. You know, if this was another Terran, I might assume this was like a Liberator range play or something. But it's Gumiho. It's battlecruisers. He's got double battlecruiser production right now. Yamato on the way. He's my hero. It's ironic because he's up against the player herO, but like, he is my hero. Speaking of herO, though, he's going for another attack. Supplies are very even. herO, though, at 65 probes. This feels bad. He's going to go just for a massive army and try to overwhelm Gumiho, who's at 83 SCVs. Gumiho going for the full defensive setup here. The Widow Mine gets a nice start to the engagement there with a hit. But herO does not care. He's going in anyways. He's starting to blink on top of the top side up here, warping in a bunch of Zealots. Oh my god. And herO just levels this army. I feel like that was just an awkward engagement from Gumiho. herO just jumped in right on top of him. And unfortunately, we will not get to those battlecruisers. herO does not want to let that happen. He said all or nothing. I'm going right now. And Gumiho crumples under the pressure. The defensive mech play not working out there. GG's. herO takes the 2-0. And despite my love for Gumiho, he is out of today's bracket. We will have a PvP finals.